assholes. Okay, so next question. This one is interesting. Because I think it gets heavily overlooked in how to look at this, but is D&D overpriced?
It's hard because it depends on the product.
That's the thing.
Because I know some products are very overpriced and others I think
they're talking about like getting that's I even answered this on Twitter. This was from like almost a week ago. But I was even like, what are you asking about? Because is getting into the hobby overpriced? Actually, no. Can the hobby become overpriced? Yes. And this is the problem of most people who going, the hobby's overpriced are going, it's overpriced because you have to buy the player's handbook, the monster manual, and the DMG. No, you don't. And first of all, calling them core books, I get, honestly, they're doing it because they're just carrying over terms. But it's bullshit. Especially the DMG. I've said this a million times. The 5th edition Dungeon Master's Guide is so superfluous. It's like 80 to 90% optional rules, and you will never use all of them because they contradict each other. Like, it doesn't teach you how to run the game. There's the list of magic items. There's the how to make an encounter, which isn't even the good version now. And everything else is rules options. Oh, and then maybe the biggest bullshit. The index or the lists of monsters by CR from the monster manual is in the Dungeon Master's Guide instead of the monster manual.
Yeah, it's, to me, the Dungeon Master Guide is like the advanced guide.
Kinda.
It's really not the Dungeon Master. It's more, to me, that's like an advanced player guide or an advanced DM guide. I do think some of the rules in it are great, but if you're like a first-time DM wanting to start out, honestly, you don't even need the monster manual.
No, you don't.
You just need the player's handbook, and I'd say Xanathar's, and you're good.
Well, first of all, I'll say you can get, when 5th edition first came out, they pushed this, and they've slowly been not talking about it. There is D&D base 5th edition basic. There's a player's handbook, and there's a Dungeon Master's Guide. They're both PDF only, and they are free on Wizards of the Coast website. Free and legal. And the DMG is also the monster manual, which gets kind of buried that they don't say. And it has like all the monsters you need for years. Because it has like your red dragons, it has skeletons, it has zombies, it has goblins, it has orcs, like all the classic monsters are in it. So first of all, you can get in for nothing. And anyone who goes, but then you don't get all the options, buy the player's handbook and then get the free DMG. And then eventually pick up Xanathar's. Because I agree with you. Xanathar's is the DMG you want. Because it's better encounter building than the actual monster manual, DMG. It comes with some more magic items. And then even
they're
more
all
class
common
options.
Though. You should keep that in mind.
That is true. They are all common. But if you feel like there's not enough magic in your world, having a bunch of common magic items lets you just flood the world with magic.
Yeah.
And doesn't break the game. But like, that's the thing. The free version has all the classic magic items, has all the classic monsters, and you have all the rules. So what? $25 for the player's handbook? And that's not counting the fact that you can get the starter set and the essentials kit together for less than 30. So like, no, D&D isn't overpriced. Your need to buy every book thinking you have to own every book is overpriced. Collecting D&D gets expensive.
Yeah.
That is not the same as the hobby itself is overpriced. Because you're also assuming you need every book for the hobby. And those are just, D&D has a bit of an issue of that, of the culture of play. But that's the culture of play. That's not the game itself.
Yeah. Because, I mean, like, if you want to do minis and battle maps and things like that, yeah, that's going to get expensive. But you don't need that to have a great game. So,
especially since 5th edition was written to not use minis. Worth noting.